Yo, 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 yo. Yo, chat, can you hear me? Yo, chat. Yo, chat. Alright, good, okay, good. Start, bro. This movie is so good. Oh my god. Okay. So, oh my gosh, so much I could talk about this movie. Obviously we're just gonna go ahead and we're gonna hop into a few Rockstar. We're gonna head and hop into some new Rockstar stuff as well. So we're gonna hop into that, and on top of that, make sure you guys hit that like button down below and start reacting to it. Let's go ahead and start, and let's see the Batman breakdown. Shout out to new Rockstar, by the way. Alright, let's go.
Welcome back to New Rockstars.
All right.
I'm Eric Voss, and this is a breakdown of The Batman, Matt Reeves' detective noir take on
Okay.
Caped Crusader, also known as the world's greatest detective, in this case played by Robert Pattinson. Not always the world's greatest detective in the story, but hey, it's only his second year into it, and the movie is all the better in broken boys. There's so much to appreciate about this film. The clues Reeves hid throughout this film to set up the mystery, subtle details in the camera work and the music, and Easter.
By the way, I forgot to tell you guys, we're also gonna get into what's gonna happen in Batman 2 as well. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that.
Pointing to the broader DC universe, my favorite kind of movie to break down, and I'm gonna do it said. Here we go.
All right, here we go, boys.
Thanks to Boxu for sponsoring this video. More on their tasty offerings later. Oh, by the way, I am wearing our custom design of Gotham Noir, a shirt available.
Oh, that's clean.
At NewRockstarsMerch.com. It's really the best way to support.
That's clean. That's clean.
Opens with the abrupt title text of The Batman filling the screen. Actually, the way the 2019 Joker opening title text.
Okay, for this title, I'm not even gonna lie. For this title right here, I already like for this title right here, I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. Let's go back real quick.
It's really the best way to support what we do here. So the film opens with the abrupt.
I'm not even gonna lie, chat. Whenever I saw this, I was thinking that gonna start off like it was gonna say like the Batman with like a bat like in between each letter. By the way,
it's kind of like film constantly shows extreme close-ups of eyes and fingers, objects.
Right.
Of the story are. The opening shot is actually one of these POVs from under the mask of the Riddler. His breath sucking through his military cold weather mask as he peers through binoculars. A recurring voyeurism as we later see Batman doing the same thing to Selena Kyle. This opening shot is reminiscent of John Carpenter's opening point of view shots in the movie Halloween. A silent boy killer heard only Batman films to expect the first kid we see to be a young Bruce Wayne, especially since Christopher Nolan's Batman Begins explored Bruce's backstory as a ninja. This flips the script on us, revealing it to be the son of the corrupt mayor, Don Mitchell Jr. Yet still, this is a grieving boy that Batman will later feel a connection with. Now, the music over all this is Schubert's Ave Maria.
That connection was super good too.
Setting up the Riddler's history as a choir boy orphan framed in a press photo with the Wayne family. Ave Maria is a common funeral hymn. It actually plays later at the mayor's funeral, and then again.
At the norm, hold up. Alright, let's go back real quick.
Framed in a press photo with the Wayne family. Ave Maria is later at the mayor's funeral, and then again.
Okay, so it looks like it is because like the paint is so similar right there to it too. It's just insane.
Back at the orphanage, and if you listen closely throughout this film, the composer Michael Giacchino uses a minor key rendition of Ave Maria as the Riddler's theme music.
Not to mention, this Riddler killed it too.
Now, opening on Halloween night is definitely
Paul Dino is so good.
Halloween, the first real great Batman detective storyline from the comics.
Right.
A story that ties heavily into the Falcones and the Maronis. Other comic
I fucked with that heavy.
Batman Year One and Cook's Ego, both arcs you definitely want to read. But really, I gotta say.
Now keep in mind, chat, this is year 2, so things are going to be a little bit more different. Things are going to be a little bit more crazy and a lot more different. Because like the thing is, thinking about it, this is year 2 of him being Batman, so like he didn't know
book ever. But this movie is better appreciated for its cinematic details, not as just a list of comic book Easter eggs. So that's the approach I'm gonna go in this breakdown. Because speaking of Carpenter's Halloween, the Riddler directly behind the mayor, only revealed that the TV light flickers brighter. Like Batman, the
Riddler beginning though, that shit was, oh my god, that scared me.
Steps out of those shadows until he is ready to kill, not giving his prey an opportunity to see him and make a different choice.
Right.
This Riddler look with the glasses over the mask is inspired directly from the descriptions of the Zodiac Killer, who also taunted police and the media with mysterious ciphers written in his own alphabet. He clubs the mayor with a tucker, a tool used in carpeting, proving the Riddler planned from the beginning for Batman to find this tool and use it later to uncover his home floorboards to reveal his long game to bomb the city's seawalls. And then we jump to Halloween Night from Bruce's perspective.
That could be a reference to... I forgot to tell you guys, that could also be a reference to Batman No Man's Land. And if you guys go back and watch Gotham, I believe it's season 4, they referenced in one of the recordings, Gordon said that it was... That's a huge foreshadow.
Glowing shapes that look like eye holes from inside that we have seen before, but a chunk of metal jammed into the shutters of a standard searchlight, just showing how Batman and Gordon are really in the early days of their partnership. Also reflected on the location of this bat signal in this unfinished construction site. Then we see Gotham's Times Square region with a Gotham Empire building, a Holiday Inn Gotham, a Bank of Gotham, the Gotham Tribune, and then this screen PSA warning us on the rise. New eye drop drug of this world. The guy who robs the store is actually wearing a green drop mask. He's a literal drop. Good Times Grocery, which is an Easter egg to the Robert Pattinson crime movie Good Time, which Matt Reeves said that he watched while writing the script for this movie that made him want to cast Robert Pattinson.
Oh, okay.
It's almost always raining in Gotham, a detail lifted directly from the movie Seven, in which David Fincher made sure it was raining in every exterior shot in the city to show the oppressive nature of urban life. Bruce describes how the Gothamites ignore the rain, all of this rain setting up the city's eventual flooding in the third act. The more water, the more the criminals are able to overtake the city. Batman's
that's smart.
Wearing white face paint, though you'll notice their initiate, played by Jay Lasurgo.
Now, there is a Easter egg right here. I don't know if this is probably going to happen in this Easter egg, but
played by Jay Lasurgo.
He is said to be the next Raw. Batman attacked everybody but him. Notice that. Remember that.
Sergo, who actually plays Tim Drake on Titans,
Yep.
he only has half of his face painted since he has not yet earned his full spot in the gang. Now, after we saw 2 fake outs where criminals looked into the shadows of an alley terrified that Batman was here on the train platform.
Yeah, that's the...
evokes John Williams' Imperial...
Chat, I can't lie, that scene was raw as fuck. Whenever he just walked out, like whenever he walked up, bro, like that scene was so raw.
Here on the train platform, Giacchino's score evokes John Williams' Imperial March for Darth Vader.
Advertising on YouTube helps me reach engaged customers like Jenna, who's on Google.
Don't want ads! Okay. Doom! 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 Like you would actually hear his footsteps.
Himself.
The hell are you supposed to be?
Oh god! Oh god! Let's rewind that for a second. The way that he came in, like the way that he came in, bro.
Which had its own iconic Darth Vader shots, and he introduces himself.
Like, look at this. Boom, boom. He came in with a full-on counter, bro. Oh shit! Like, look right here. Boom, 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 boom. After seeing this, everybody was clapping like right here, like as soon as he walked in.
Vengeance is part of his famous 3-line phrase from the Nothing to Fear episode of Batman the Animated Series.
Yep. I am vengeance. I am the night. I am.
Proof, setting up how he survives getting shocked by that generator in the flooded arena in the final act. Batman joins Lieutenant Jim Gordon at the mayor's crime bills, deducing the thumb was severed when the mayor was still alive, and noticing a bloody mark on the floor from where the murder weapon bounced over there.
Now, that could be a reference to Rumi Mori. I'm not sure.
That even the photographer was like...
If you guys have played the Telltale series, let me know.
Snap a shot of this. Now, in a way, he does live up to his title of the world's greatest detective, but I would argue in this film, yet that much of a detective. He makes some crucial errors, but it makes for a much better story, especially for someone at the beginning of his career in vigilantism. On the walls are newspapers celebrating the mayor's Maroni drug bust, referring to the gang of Sal Maroni, rivals in the movie A Total Sham. Newspapers also include a subtler game.
just me and
I'm still gonna get copyright for like half of this,
Your
but you know.
Secret Friend was modeled directly on the real-life card sent by the Zodiac to San Francisco Chronicle reporter Paul Avery that had a skeleton saying, "From your secret pal." The riddle is, what does a liar do when he's dead? Answer, he lies still, is decodable using the same double letter technique cited by Robert Graysmith in the Zodiac film.
What's the most common double consonant in
Right.
the English language? The double L that he'll use in here at least once.
kill.
You'll notice how later, Alfred will try using the same technique to mark off all the double O's before Bruce realizes that eliminating the 6 letters that they were given the Zodiac film.
What's the most common double consonant
Right.
in the English language? The double L that he'll use in here at least once.
Kill.
Yo, take me back to Rocks. Okay. By the way, we'll be reacting to some more Rockstar stuff, so just stay tuned for that as well.
Something in the
Alright, let's go back to it.
Kurt Cobain's lyrics reflecting this grunge take on Batman from Robert Pattinson, a guy who wishes he was homeless and feels more comfortable on the street. Final track on Detective masking a secretly violent monster underneath that layer. Cobain's lyrics also reference the animals I've trapped, referring to the past criminals that Batman has caught in these first 2 years, and how the Riddler literally traps animals in cages for Batman to find. And you'll notice right as Bruce arrives in his Batcave, the old Wayne Tower subway station of Wayne Terminus, we hear Cobain singing, "Underneath the bridge,
Right.
Tarp has sprung a leak." Another indication that the flood is coming, a flood that probably will actually flood this whole Batcave. Bruce's moody voiceover has actually been his journal entry in a notebook labeled Gotham Project, framing this
That was
Batman as
fire.
a young physician experimenting with different cures for the city, a doctor like his father.
That
In
was
contrast
fire.
to the Riddler, who approaches the ills of the city as a forensic.
And on top of that, not to mention, we'll touch on Bruce's family here in this live stream too, because I have a theory.
Accountants looking for and diagnosing redundancies where the numbers don't add up, but not prescribing true. Is the night of Thursday, October 31st, and in
That
the
was
epilogue
fire!
Flood, it's the morning of Wednesday, November 6th.
My birthday.
The whole movie transpires in about 6 to 7 days.
Chat, whenever I tell you that was so fire for the fact that he was narrating, it was so good. It was just
But
so
it's
good.
The dawn of the 7th day. In Genesis, it took God 7 days to create the universe. The morning sunlight has to put on sunglasses as he is a self-described nocturnal animal who's getting too accustomed to seeing nights. Kind of like Morpheus' line in The Matrix. His eyes
That
hurt
shit was
because he's
raw
never really
as
used
fuck.
them properly before. Here on the ground floor, there's actually a bust of William Shakespeare, which could be a possible nod to the 60s Adam West Batman when the Batcave was accessed by a button hidden in Shakespeare's shears probably used to sever the mayor's thumb, which is why Batman then looks for a USB thumb drive port. Thumb drive. And they say this movie does. The Penguin. There's a great.
You could not tell that this is Colin
where
Farrell.
you see Selena Kyle boots first, and then as Selena exchanges cash for drops with Oz, Selena quickly recognizes Annika from the photos, which Batman notices, and then later, after talking to Oz, he sees the same boots on Annika in the photo, so knows for sure that the two must be involved somehow. But then, my favorite detail in this movie comes right after this. As they exit the lounge, we're outside. In the upper corner of the frame, there's a lit window showing a silhouette, snapping photos of the lounge entrance. This is the Riddler. That is how he got all of these embarrassing photos. This is only 30 minutes into the film, folks, but this isn't revealed and confirmed until 2 hours later that Nashton's home is across the street from the lounge. And you'll notice this is...
You didn't feel those 3 hours, did you? I didn't feel those 3 hours, bro. That movie didn't feel like 3 hours.
Our noses from the beginning of the film.
That didn't feel like 3 hours.
After films, Gotham's exact location in the United States tends to shift around. The news reports Commissioner Savage is a mad scientist pouring chemicals. I'm mad about you. Want to know my name? Just look inside and see. And then inside an explosion with, but wait, I cannot tell you that might spoil the chemistry.
Oh!
Riddler rigging up a bomb for the DA. And at the bottom he writes, follow the maze till you find the rat. Bring him into the light. You'll find where I'm at. Batman then teams up with Selena so that she wears his recording lenses to scan VIPs in the club. Here she meets DA Gil Colson. And as she talks with him, her red wig contrasts with the blue light on his face, which gets colors to get Colson having to wipe the steam off the
was
windshield
just...
since Riddler had been sitting
Oh
in
my
his
god.
car all night. steaming it up. And as the camera pulls back from this attack, it's all framed with a Gotham seawall and the waves right up to the top. Super high tide from all this rain, marking this street corner as one of the targets of the Riddler's later detonations. Alfred has translated the maze cipher to "You are El Rata Alada," saying that the Spanish isn't perfect since, as Oz later points out, Rata Alada is a Spanish feminine noun and adjective, meaning it should have the pronoun of la, not el. A clue, of course, setting up the wordplay of URL. Also, perhaps a nod to the spelling and grammatical mistakes throughout the Zodiac's letters and ciphers, which some codebreakers believe may have actually been intentional. Probably not, but most of these criminals think they're smarter than they are. Alfred gives Bruce Thomas's Wayne family cufflinks.
That shit was clean.
With a curved line through it, which visually matches. At the mayor's funeral, Bruce gets met with paparazzi. Now later in the Riddler's home, there's a newspaper clipping wall of a past Bruce might have stalked Bruce as one of these photographers in the past, similar to how John Doe in 7 cameoed in plain sight earlier in the film as a paparazzo. Inside, a young man tries to sneak past the barrier before getting caught, and Bruce chats with another angry father, glad that the mayor's dead. Both of these men are wearing dull green jackets. I think they were both among Riddler's followers who later attacked the rally. Actually, that angry dad is definitely the same guy who later gets unmasked on the catwalk and says he's talk about. So to fuel me through this process, I've been trying my best to focus on some interesting choices in my snacking game. And you can take your snacking on an international and support new rock stars here. Click the link in the description and use the code ROCKSTARS to get $15.
That was one of my favorite scenes in the whole. Oh my gosh, that was one of my favorite scenes in the movie. It always kept you. These YouTube ads be catching me.
Film Degrees at Full Sail University puts the tools in your hands to develop your artistic vision and become a creative storyteller.
This scene, I'm sorry, chat, but this scene right here, bro. I know that we reacted to it a while back, but this scene right here, the way this whole entire scene was played out was, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, dude. You had Bruce coming in with his suit in a bag. I loved it.
For all this, we stay inside the church. We only hear the faint engine revs.
That we could go over to the fact that in this whole entire scene, notice how Bruce never ever stopped being Batman. He was always hearing in on a whole bunch of stuff. He was always getting a whole bunch of information, and I for some reason I just
DOA theft. Blackmail. I'd recommend a documentary I saw on Netflix about that, but I hate that documentary because it showed
was
the dad
scary
with
as
zero
fuck.
trigger warning. Netflix, can you please just put a little trigger warning before that part happens? Or take it out? Anyway, Bruce returns as Batman to claim his third riddle, now in a yellow envelope. In these trying times, never forget, I'm just a phone call away. And then he wrote ring, 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 ring dozens of times. You'll notice the text gets more and more crammed in toward the bottom of the card. The Riddler's live stream includes comments egging the Riddler on, including one that says, hope it's a dud and we gotta do it all again Tuesday. A clue for how the Riddler actually plans to blow up the seawall on Tuesday, election day. Others diss Batman, screw the poser in black, I need more Riddler, and what are the justice? The second riddle?
I loved his voice here.
Bribes, which apparently is $10,000 a month, not to brings us to the third riddle. Since your justice is so select, please tell us which verdict. But because Coulson will not give up the rat, Batman clashes with the GCPD, but Gordon helps him escape with a dramatic leap off the tower, and wingsuit clotheslines is actually right next to that neon green hotel sign. So this is right where the Riddler lives. He probably saw all of this go down. Now, suspecting the Penguin is the winged rat, they follow into a drug deal at the recycling plant, leading to the Batmobile fires up. It's a true muscle car with an exposed engine. Flames bursting out the side of the undercarriage, like Batman himself. He's ready to explode. This street chase is some of the best action filmmaking I have seen.
This was literally the most rawest chase.
The cars to make us feel like we're looking through the side view mirror or we're in the back seat looking out. Meanwhile, the music that Giacchino uses here interrupts his main Batman theme with rapid percussive breaks. So that percussion. They pass under some highway
shit was
signs.
Crazy. That shit was fucking crazy, bro.
By organized crime in the game in Gotham City, where Selina Kyle lived during the No Man's Land storyline. Tri-Corner Yards refers to the tri-corner. It's a triangle-shaped island.
See, I was bugging out. Like, I lost it right here. As soon as he As soon as it's like,
As
okay,
Batman approaches Oz, we see him framed upside down.
that was so raw. Like, I was literally shaking, bro. I was shaking, bro. I was like, this man walking up, and it's just
like a penguin does. But the Riddler lures them back into the orphanage.
like, once again, chat. Like, once again, chat. You could legit feel like you were being hunted. It was crazy.
Renewal fund was emptied, it fell to ruin. A projector shows Thomas's mayoral campaign announcement beside a group of choir boys, one of whom was Edward Nashton. At next target, the Riddler's previous 2 riddles come back to haunt him when picking up the phone and the old man blowing up, Alfred opening up the explosive package, and Dory more centered than even the Riddler realizes. Selena reveals Falcone is her father, as has been the case.
Now, that shit right there,
the Riddler's latest video.
I didn't know that. Where Martha Wayne is actually the heir of the Arkham family. I don't know if they're planning to do this down the line. I'm expecting to see Vicky Vale played Telltale Batman Season 1. Massive spoiler if you guys haven't. But there is a episode where Vicky reveals herself as Lady Arkham. And after you go to Arkham Asylum, you meet Joker in Arkham Asylum, who is there pretty much known as John Doe. And Maria Arkham, Martha Arkham. I don't know if they're planning to actually introduce the children of Arkham. If you guys don't know who Lady Arkham is, I already know. Vicky Vale is actually Lady Arkham, aka she is actually the leader of the children of Arkham. So this could be like a future for being the children of Arkham. So if you guys want to know more about that, let me know. Also, give me 1 second, chat. I'll be right back. Alright, so I'm back. Sorry about that, y'all. But with the children of Arkham, that could foreshadow, like, you know, they could be working to, and it would be great to see him working with them. So.
Wrote over this the word hush, referring to Thomas's hush payments on this story, but also a clear nod to the Batman Hush storyline.
Right.
Another great detective mystery that also features Batman and Catwoman romantically involved, while the Riddler orchestrates this plot from behind bars. That reporter's name, being Edward Elliot, could be a nod to the great-grandfather of Thomas Elliot, aka Hush, in that storyline. Thomas's cease and desist comes from the law firm of Miller and Moore, an Easter egg to the comic writers Frank Miller and Alan Moore, who wrote what I think are the best Batman graphic novels, The Dark Knight Returns and The Killing Joke, respectively. Falcone tells Bruce that Sal Maroni had his parents killed to keep Thomas from being a forever loyal asset to Falcone, but Alfred
With Thomas Wayne is at least, you know, Thomas Wayne knew which hand to shake.
Parents killed to keep Thomas from being a forever loyal asset to Falcone, but Alfred clarifies that he's planning to sell out Falcone if it was actually Falcone's doing. And I love that this movie keeps it a mystery. Selena is able to get the truth out of Kenzie that Falcone killed Annika, and that Falcone was the true winged rat being protected by city leaders and ruling over the corruption of all of Gotham, as draining Thomas's billion-dollar renewal fund. The way this
that was good
in the movie parallels the movie Chinatown, which explores how the city of Los Angeles was built on corrupt dealings around the city's water infrastructure, including the twist of the top boss having a secret daughter. Batman charges in to stop Selena from killing Falcone with an amazing hallway shot from Reeves and Frazier, lit only by the flashing of the machine guns. Just like Frazier's hallway shot in Rogue One, lit only by the lightsaber and the blasters. Falcone gets arrested and he taunts Gordon saying, "What are you, with Zorro here?" Classically, it was outside a screening of a Zorro film where Bruce's parents were killed in the comics, which is one of painted. The Riddler surrenders calmly in a diner with imagery actually matching Edward Hopper's painting Nighthawks. But his surrender at the end of the film's second act, plus the police's discovery of his horror show apartment, is also directly from Fincher's Seven. Both criminals having thousands of pages of IDs, one for Edward Nashton, the other for Patrick Parker. Both are known aliases of Edward Nygma in the comics. The police are able to ID Nashton as a forensic accountant, thus how he knew which city leaders were profiting from the renewal fund and whether Coulson was telling the truth about his $10,000 bribes, and why here all of his journals are written on ledgers. You'll notice a close-up of one of the pages shows entry over and over below, like a student repeating a lesson as a punishment on a chalkboard. What he must become is envelope in a bat cage, a card with a proverbial monkey dancing for an organ grinder. This proves that the Riddler, at least at first, did not know Bruce Wayne and Batman were the same person. If his plan was to kill Dame here,
Bruce Wayne.
does make it seem for a beat that the Riddler is saying it to Batman to got the spotlight instead of him. But I think there is another
Tower at all. It was just good.
He's just not yet revealing that he knows, continuing to tease Batman. I don't know. I could make an argument either way, and the fact that Paul Dano walks the line so carefully so that we're not really sure how much the Riddler knows is what makes him so great. When Batman returns to the Riddler's apartment, on his social media account, he finds comments from others, including one who says, "Don't forget the cling wrap." Paul Dano actually revealed in an interview that originally he committed to wrapping his whole body in cling wrap so that the Riddler wouldn't leave any DNA at the crime scenes, but Paul Dano eventually just gave up doing that because we cannot perspire. So the plan comes to fruition and the vans explode, the seawall caves flooding the city, enacting an Old Testament disaster, a plague upon the city, wiping it clean. And this herds everyone into the high ground at Bella Real's campaign rally in the arena where the Riddler's followers plan to open fire, but Batman drops in, takes them all down, fighting alongside Selena. At one point he injects himself with adrenaline, he goes full Ralphie Parker.
Yeah.
Armor will protect him. I mean, I love this reveal, as it confirms my theory from over 2 years ago when I demonstrated how that chess piece could actually be made into a blade by fully making one out of cardboard and then stabbing Philip with it. And then he leads the survivors to safety. He is transformed from a shadow to be feared to a beacon of hope. And for the first time in this movie, as he looks into the daylight, he does not squint. Meanwhile, his voiceover describes how the flooded city is in our—
Oh, this shit! I can't wait for Batman 2, bro. I don't know if he's gonna be coming in Batman 2, but oh my god, this Joker. I wouldn't mind Joaquin Phoenix. I wouldn't mind him being the Joker, but man, I didn't even. Oh my gosh, bro. I saw that, bro, and I was like, oh my gosh. The only thing that we got to allude to him was for the fact that he was a clown.
Saying one day you're up, the next you're
one day you're up, the next year, yeah.
While teasing a wide grin, a bit of a disfigured face. Yes, the Joker, which was further confirmed by this movie's post-credit.
I can't wait until this happens.
To RataAlada.com, where a new cipher revealed the symbol for the letter Z, leaving the only letter left in the Riddler's alphabet, still a mystery, the letter J. Well, Mr. J. Truth, every ending is a new beginning, something in which Batman, after seeing the Riddler's clues pointing to him in particular, did actually meet with the Joker Arkham to consult with him. I guess kind of like Clarice Starling consulting with Hannibal Lecter, and he indicated that—
Now that I want to see. Now that I want to see if there is ever a deleted scene for that. If they ever do that deleted scene, whenever Catwoman mentioned Bloodhaven, that made I started to get references for Nightwing, or he could, or potentially we could get he is actually in this universe. But if he is in this universe, he has to be working at Bloodhaven, or he has to be working at Blackgate. My guess is that he has to be working over at Blackgate, but then again, you know for a fact that he...
The most corrupt leaders of Gotham are now out of the picture. But that makes Batman's victory in this movie a personal one. He started the movie blind, now he can see. By win the longer war. And it shows us that work always needs to be done. Maybe the dawn of the seventh day. It is not the time for rest. I obviously love this movie, and I love it more and more each time I watch it and the more I talk about it. Hopefully diving into the details help you appreciate it more too. Hey, a reminder that you can get this NewRockstarsMerch.com. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at EAVoss. Follow New Rockstars. Subscribe to New Rockstars for more analysis.
That movie was just so good, bro. The post-credit scene breakdown.
Boss, and this is an explanation of the ending of Matt Reeves' The Batman. Spoilers ahead, obviously. Trust me, you're gonna want to watch this movie as it's meant to be seen in a theater with AMC's upcharged ticket price. But don't worry, here's Nicole Kidman to tell us heartbreak feels great in a place like this. The Batman proved to be a world's greatest detective story with an ending that both leaves us muddy and sets the stage for the future of this cameo in the second to last scene, which seemed pretty straightforward, but then while there is no post-credit scene per se, there is a post-credit moment with actually a major detail that I think a lot of people overlooked. And it's really cool when you dig into it. So let's break it down. Oh, by the way, I am wearing our custom design Gotham Noir.
I literally can't wait for the next one.
It's really the best way to support us. So in The Batman, our boy Vengeance discovers that his father, past mayoral candidate Thomas Martha, from the scandal of her parents' murder-suicide and her subsequent institutionalization, Thomas used crime boss Carmine Falcone to silence a journalist. But Falcone went ahead and killed that journalist to have leverage over Thomas, and then Thomas and Martha, when they were going to go to the cops about it, ended up murdered. But Alfred was never sure whether it was Falcone or just a random murder. Falcone is revealed to be El Rata Alada, the winged rat, the stool pigeon, because falcons have wings. The confidential informant from Thomas's billion-dollar donation to renew Gotham's orphanages, and one including gunning down Falcone. And this plan ends up with Nashton flooded crime mystery in the style of Seven in Chinatown, and I will explore all of this and more.
The narration,
my full movie breakdown coming tomorrow.
Hands
but
down,
this climax,
godly. Like it felt like you were on this journey. Oh my gosh, the
grounded.
narration. Chat, the narration for this movie, it felt like you were there with him. Like it felt like you were there with him.
Rage in his cell, but then a voice from one cell over speaks out to him. This is actor Barry Keoghan, seen most recently as Druig in Marvel's
Eternals, yeah.
Credited only as unseen Gotham prisoner. And he says, "Isn't that just terrible? Him raining on your parade like that? What is it they say? One day you're on top, you're a clown. Well, let me tell you, there are worse things to be. Hey, don't be sad. You did so well. And you know, Gotham loves it." You laugh maniacally. Now, it is hard to make out, but we actually see this unseen Gotham prisoner, and Barry Keoghan's face definitely looks a bit disfigured. His hair...
Here's the thing, chat, like, as soon as, like, thing is for me, like, how I knew it was Joker, because, like, the messed up... I didn't get a chance to actually, like, look, but it was based on the hair, because the thing is, for me, seeing Joker's hair messed up, we didn't get a good look at it. Right here, you can tell, like, this is Joker.
Frazzled with a wide grin full of jagged teeth,
especially the way that his cheeks move
and his references to being a clown.
Pause.
Could have been in the slammer before Bruce became a vigilante, making him a criminal that Batman still has yet to face. And there was one really creepy detail in the Riddler's home earlier in the movie. There's a newspaper photo of Bruce Wayne that included a smiling face in the background, a smile that matches the smile of Barry Keoghan. So this Joker may have actually been stalking Bruce before he ended up incarcerated. Now the film ends with Batman parting ways with Selina Kyle in the Gotham Cemetery. Selina actually says she's headed to Bloodhaven, a city in the DC universe that neighbors Gotham, known to be the base of operations for Nightwing. But here she tells Batman, "You know this place is never gonna change. With Carmine gone, it's only gonna be worse for you. There's gonna be a power grab, it'll be bloody." And she's referring to how the death of Carmine Falcone, whom she revealed to be her actual father, opened things up for his second plot, the Penguin, to take over the city's crime and drug operation, drugs in this movie called The Drops. Now Penguin is getting his own spin-off series on HBO Max, along with another series starring Jeffrey Wright as Jim Gordon called Gotham PD. I'm gonna get meta for a second. Mine, because I'm pretty sure you are watching this on some kind of electronic device. Am I wrong? These magical items that help us call our moms out of landfills is by purchasing renewed electronics, and our friends at Back Market have built an amazing marketplace that offers expertly renewed smartphones, laptops, and other tech for chirps at me. Every purchase comes with a 1-year warranty, 30 days to change your mind, and free standard shipping. Plus, with Back Market's new program, you can also sell your old tech for cash. A refurbished smartphone prevents 175 pounds of carbon emission on a phone. Use code ROCKSTAR and save $20 on your first purchase at backmarket.com. That's Backmarket, not Black Market. But then, after the credits, on the screen blinks the Riddler's question mark cursor for
That the Riddler's coming back.
Gordon used to investigate the Riddler and types out the word goodbye, which seems like a joke. But don't close your eyes when you laugh this off. It flickers out, briefly flashing the actual URL of rataalada.com, and obsessives like me who have been following this movie recognize that URL as an actual real-life site where, since December, this film has been updating with actual riddles tying into the movie that, week after week, lead to the release of Riddler ciphers that translate to phrases that each give us a few more letters of Riddler's overall alphabet. I actually made a whole other video breaking down that timeline and how we were able to piece together the complete cipher. It was a fascinating journey. You gotta check out that video. But as this movie premiered on Wednesday night, the site was updated once more so that fans who spotted this URL in the post-credit scene and went to the site right after that would find a series of riddles. One asks, I am first a fraud or a trick, or perhaps a blend of the two. That's up to your misinterpretation. A fraud or a trick, con, a blend of the two, fusion, so the answer, confusion. Another asks, what is new again? Rebirth, restoration, reformation. And you type in the answer, renewal. And then, fear he who hides behind one. And then you type in the answer, mask. So that lets you download a zip file titled, What Am I? Asking for a password. Previous week, which the orphanage.
Instilled in both of us, the giving back is not just an obligation, it's a passion.
Hush. They're adding Hush, bro! So they're actually going to put Batman Hush. As you know who Hush is, he is a imposter who... I like the fact that he goes back to...
And you notice the word hush pops up there, likely a nod to the Batman Hush storyline with some thematic parallels to this film. And then there was one more cipher, with the glyphs arranged in a linear maze path, like the ones for URL Rata Alada in the movie, Maze of Riddles, which is significant because it finally gave us the letter Z, which we didn't have before, making it the 25th of 26 letters in Riddler's overall alphabet, as I explained in the other video. The one letter remaining is J, or Mr. J, the Joker that the Riddler just became besties with. So while the Batman film works perfectly on its own as a truly chilling detective story, enough doors remain open for the deeper fans to remain invested in this expanding world. We got the Penguin in his own show taking over the criminal operation of Gotham. We got next move, and even Matt Reeves said he would love to explore a grounded Mr. Freeze.
Ooh, that's gonna be clean.
So we have bright days ahead, or really, dark days ahead. Now again, I'm going to be breaking all this down in a full in-depth Easter egg breakdown coming tomorrow, and lots of videos.
I can't believe, bro, that we got it, bro. Bro, what the heck? Yo, how do I already have... What the fuck? Oh, wait, never mind. That's... Okay, I thought that was something else. Yo, are we good? Yo, are we good? Yo, are we good, chat? Are we good? We good, chat? Good? I legit had to open this up just to go see it. Yo, chat, we good still? Okay. Okay. But still, though, this is down. Damn. Alright, now we got another one. We got another new Rockstar joint. We got more stuff. I think we're going to look up audience reactions. I'm not sure we... Actually, no, we can probably just look it up. Where are all of the audience reactions, bro? There's usually like one or two up. Now this right here, hands down one of the greatest things. This right here.
I'm vengeance.
That was my theater. That was my theater. Now for the whole entire Martha Arkham thing, for those of you guys who like the whole entire Martha Arkham thing, I think it has something to do with the Children of Arkham. Like, for those guys who don't know, for Children of Arkham, it literally goes, if you guys haven't played the whole... This because they could, and that's what I'm guessing, is that they're probably going to add, if Matt Reeves stays on, like, the path that he's on right now, he could end up adding Victoria Vale, or Vicky Vale, a.k.a. Lady Arkham. They could end up going down this path, or they could go down Two-Face path. Two-Face is always open. Like, they could end up doing this. Like, they could end up going down this path.
Be defending him. You think Bruce Wayne is any better than this?
Like, because like the thing is, like, most of the movie was pretty much him as Batman, right? If they want to go down the path of Lady Arkham, they can. It would be to... Or they could do No Man's Land. I've heard that they're probably gonna do No Man's Land, and I would love to see No Man's Land with Batman Gotham Knights coming out too. Oh my gosh, you guys do not want to know about the Court of Owls. If you guys haven't seen Gotham, go check that out right now. It's literally insane. It's so good. That's literally like one of my favorite arcs from the show. Trying to think, what's another Easter? There has to be like a lot more Easter eggs in here that I didn't get. Nightwing is obviously in there because of the fact that, you know, Catwoman mentioned Bloodhaven. Let's check out Grace Randolph. Let's check out Grace Randolph. Let's check out Beyond the Trailer.
Hello, and welcome to my spoiler review of The Batman, where, hot damn, do we have a lot to discuss, so get comfortable. And in my
also, I really like
review,
on this because I like
divided
this.
the review into the good and the not as good. But
right.
here, I just love this movie so much. I just embrace it, you know, mistakes and all. So I'm just gonna talk about it. I've laid out the conversation here, as you can see, in a way that I think unfolds naturally. And we'll just sprinkle in some of the things that I think could have been better. But at the end of the day, I really do feel this is the best Batman movie ever made. And I see tremendous potential
that is facts.
for the future.
That's facts. I'm sorry, chat, but that's facts. Robert Pattinson killed it. Like, I know, like I know that, like, here's the thing. Robert Pattinson, if you're watching this, bro, you literally, oh my gosh, bro. I literally walked in there thinking that this, I literally walked in there, chat, I'm not even gonna lie. I literally walked in there thinking that this was not going to be, like, a good Batman movie. Because I was like, the Riddler looks weird, and everything looks funny, and everything just looks weird. The car, don't get me wrong, the Batmobile, I fuck with. The Batmobile is raw as shit. But I walked in there thinking that this was not going to be good, and after that, the more trailers I saw, it was like, okay. And on top of that, Robert Pattinson killed it, bro. Like, Robert Pattinson, you killed it. You killed it, bro.
It was weird. I was watching this, and as excited as I am for Michael Keaton to return, I was like, let's just focus on this. And so, you know, Warner Brothers' buckshot strategy, you know, the positive is that it delivers gems like this.
Also, shout out to Grace Randolph. If you guys want to know where I get all my information from, sometimes and somewhat, this is usually where I get all my information from. So,
yes, and it's like, why? This is so good. All right, so where I want to start are the best Batman moments.
Yeah.
I see photos of him on the red carpet, and it's still hard for me to believe that he's a good Batman.
Right.
I don't have a problem with the skinny Batman, but whatever.
See, like, that's what I said. That's what I said. I said the exact same thing too. I did not think that he was good he was good for Batman, and after that he blew my mind out of the fucking water.
Weight he was at for the role, he's lost it. Maybe most of it. I mean, I don't know. We saw some shots of. I saw some complaints that there weren't enough Bruce Wayne scenes,
right.
But I think in future films, we'll have that. We'll get more. I think Batman will understand the necessity of his Bruce Wayne persona. Right now he's depressed. He doesn't. So okay, so. The first thing I want to point out is the monologue. I thought that the narration, it's not
the narration was flawless.
The narration of the film from Batman's perspective.
The narration was
really
so
wonderful.
good.
I loved it.
Great.
I saw some reviews pointing out that it was like Travis Bickle and other vigilante characters in cinema, and I'm like, that might be true, but what it's really like is Batman comics, where he often will narrate the situation, particularly Batman Year One. So I really loved that. I thought it was extremely comics accurate because, Batman's not very chatty. So the only really way you can get into his head is if you're in his head. So I thought that was fantastic. I thought that was a really strong choice. I love the idea that he weaponized the shadows.
Oh, yeah.
Like, we all know that Batman embraces fear because criminals are...
Yeah, that's fact, chat. If you guys have not watched a single Batman movie at all, this man loves being in the shadows. Like, oh my god. My boy loves being in the shadows. Like, he loves being in the shadows, bro. Like, that's hands down, like, one of his best things. Like, he loves being in the shadows. That's his
cowardly
thing.
And superstitious lot. But it was a really great...
So, this is why I love Beyond the Trailer, bro.
That he weaponized shadows. That, you don't know if he's in that shadow or not. I love when that...
It was just good to see, like, a Batman, like, that we, like... That movie was still good. The way that he came in, though, like, chat. Like, look at the way that he just comes in. He came in with a mean counter. I was gonna say another way that they could do it. I have a theory on this. I feel like he sort of reminded me of David Mazouz's Bruce Wayne a little bit, but Now there is a scene now. We will be getting into this. We will be getting into this too. So stay tuned for that as well. We will be getting into this too. Man, you can't rank them. Batman 2 is gonna be fucking fire. Don't care what anyone says. Like whenever he came in, I was shaking. I was scared. I was like, this man. Whole entire Children of Arkham arc for the next one, which means that Bruce could possibly end up getting drugged, like Lady Arkham's stat. Like, spoilers if you guys haven't seen. I believe it's episode 4, right? If I'm not mistaken, it has to be episode 4. Whoa. If I'm mistaken, it has to be episode 4, right? For Telltale Batman, it has to be like episode 4. Right? If I'm not mistaken, that's the one where he gets drugged, or is that episode 3? If I'm wrong, it has to be episode 3 then, right? If I'm wrong, then it has to. Okay, so this is 1, 2. Yeah, it's episode 3. Yeah, it's 100% episode 3. Yeah, it's episode 3. If they are planning to do these, and I'm hoping that, and I'm not saying that I hope that they do this, but if they want to, they could do Two-Face, or they could end up doing New World Order, which pretty much
has voted me out.
Where Bruce gets voted out of Wayne Enterprises at some where Bruce gets pretty much
attend.
They could go down this road and they could do that. They could do that if they wanted to. They could do that.
When
That wouldn't bother me.
advertising on YouTube, I know that making an authentic video is the key to getting results.
Like, look at this. That wouldn't even bother me if they went down and did this. That wouldn't even bother. That wouldn't even bother anybody if they went down this path. Like, if they went down this path. Because look right here. Lady Arkham. They could do the whole entire Vicky Vale situation where they introduce her. That's what I'm saying. Because you can tell Bruce got drugged right here.
Look at him up there, taking aim to you, mocking you, a smug, insignificant bastard.
He thinks he can get away with it because none of them know who he really is. They wouldn't believe.
See, look, they could do that. They could introduce Vicky Vale and have her be Lady Arkham. And that would land Bruce into Arkham Asylum. There, he would probably end up meeting the Joker, and from there, it would probably be in Batman 3 where he bites. Oh, we're gonna go back to watching. But still, like, that show is smart. I fuck with that.
Now, I don't know. I guess Batman believes in the any kind of crime leads to greater crime. But I'm like, I don't really think you're worth Batman's time. Don't worry about it. And I always think of that. But anyway, that was very clever when that rolled in there, and the guy was, I was like, just forget.
Yo, make sure you guys like the stream.
And I thought that was brilliant. Like, they just turn on the bat signal to freak everybody out, and I was like, if you need him. I guess they have to clarify that. But it was just great that any moment Batman could be in the shadows. And then, of course, on that subway station, those guys got the short straw because he happened to be in those shadows. He was in that shadow. And when he came out, I was so impressed. And I love the sound. I think sound is so well used here, including the weight of the Batsuit.
Oh, yeah, you could feel that.
Very slowly. I saw someone describe it, a reviewer describe it as like a pallbearer. But
like, chat, the way that he walked up, like, if you go back and look at the way that he walked up, like, it literally felt, oh my god. Like, the way that he walked up, bro. Like, the way that this man walked up, it literally looked like he was ready to beat somebody's ass. Like, oh. Like, that's how good that was, bro. He walked up like he was literally ready to beat somebody's ass. And I was like, oh, shit. It was so good, bro.
But I didn't get that at all. It's funny. I saw also another review. I think it was the Hollywood Reporter, where the person loved the Adam West show and was like, "What? For the most part, we're all on the same page in the kind of Batman that we want." But I loved that he moved slowly because it created, I think, a getaway.
Oh.
He was like, you can do whatever you want.
People were frozen.
You're on my shit list. I'm coming. And I'm going to get you. I just thought that was fantastic. And the way that you heard his footsteps in the dark and you're like, am I hearing things? Is it actually Batman? And it was. It was just great. I just absolutely adored it. And I loved every single way that Robert Pattinson moved as Batman. He, as I said in my non-spoiler review, his movements are deliberate. Like he knows exactly, he doesn't, everything is extremely well planned out. And that makes it even like this guy's really on top of things. I particularly like the way his eyes moved. I thought that was absolutely incredible. And I've seen other actors have blacked out their eyes around, so that even though they have the eye holes to.
Also, Chad, you have to keep in mind, this is his second year being Batman, so he doesn't have a good cowl. So you have to remember that it's like his second year being Batman, so he doesn't have this is the second year of him being Batman, so he doesn't have a really good cowl. Like, you guys have to understand that. Not a lot of people get that. Not a lot of people get for the fact that I understand that Batman's supposed to be all high tech and he's not supposed to have eye holes and stuff like that. But you have to understand, this is the second year being Batman, and on top of that, for him to have a really good mask and stuff like that. Notice how he didn't have a mask on. He literally had paint on his eyes and stuff like that. That was for people not to know that he was literally half human and stuff like that. He wanted to strike fear. He wanted to strike fear and stuff like that, and I can respect that. Like I fuck with that. That shit was smart.
But I've never seen it as effective as it's done here. I really do wonder what the difference is. Is Robert Pattinson's eyes bigger, or maybe, you know? But it's from the Year One. The Earth One comic that Jeff Johns did. Very expressive eyes, and I think that, you know, eyes are the window to the soul. And in the past, you know, Batman's eyes have been whited out with lenses, and I've always liked that. But I really liked seeing his eyes here because it was one of our best ways to tell what he was thinking.
And on top of that, Chad, not to mention, you could tell that he was thinking. You could tell that he'd rather be Batman than Bruce.
And again, it's like once he saw you, it was over. And so that, again, the eyes are very well used there. You're like, oh, remember, he's looking over there.
Remember, Chad, this is the second year.
I loved it. Loved it. Then, you know, they leaned a little heavily on, you know, the orphan boy, you know, in the...
I'm going to get so many copyright strikes after this stream, it's going to be ridiculous.
To master sexual excellence, I'm going to create an app and collect data. Have you selected...
Oh, no, I'm definitely getting copyrighted.
Mayor's killed and his son is there.
Right.
I was like, oh yes, of course, because you know, they didn't do an origin story.
And I'm just saying this has to be like a feeling of some sort. I feel like they're going, and I'm just saying this, I feel like they're going to get Tom Holland. I just feel like they are going to have to get Tom Holland because, I feel like and this is just a theory, I feel like they're going to either do Jason Todd or they're going to do Damian Wayne. Because the thing is, for me, if they do Damian, you guys know Damian is my favorite Robin. If they do the movie called Son of Batman, or like have heard about or heard about Batman having a son, bro. Okay, I'll think of it after this. But all I know is that if they get Damian Wayne, if they somehow get Damian Wayne, Batman's son, to be the next Robin, bro, this man Damian is raw. He's raw.
Children want to imitate this movie, and you're like, I don't know what to tell you. It's a child. That's the way it's done. Maybe not that young, but I was like, because I really want to see Robin done correctly, and I'm like, I think Matt Reeves and Robert Pattinson are the two to do it. But yeah, I was like, give that little child a Robin application. So that was nice. But then
that could be Nightwing though, that I'm thinking about. But then again,
from the script that I thought were...
I was gonna say that could be Nightwing, but I don't know if that could be Nightwing though. Because the thing is, Nightwing is already in this universe already. Because you saw Catwoman talk about Bloodhaven and stuff. So I don't really know if he's going to be already in this universe.
I saw also some reviews say that we've seen so many Batman movies at this point, we can't be surprised. And I'm like, well, I was surprised. And I've not only seen a lot of Batman movies, but I've read a lot of Batman comics. So I loved the juxtaposition of each time he goes to Penguin's Club twice, and he says, do you know who I am? We'll talk about the Penguin Club. I mean, the Batman going around a club with like really... I in my non-spoiler review, I said I did not care for the music of Kurt Cobain, which annoyed some of you. But boy, do I love club techno. I was like, this is fantastic. I was just like, I was on cloud nine. So, but that was fantastic.
Now, the way that they did open it up, though, I really do love it a lot. The way they opened it up, though, it was wow. I want to see what happens. I want to see the Batmobile though. Wait, no, hold up. Ah, here we are, Gotham City.
I want to talk about is Gotham City.
Yeah, we're gonna go to Gotham City.
Loved this Gotham City. It was incredible. I loved it.
Another ad. As much as I love these ads, I'm not trying to get copyright clean. So, these ads are here trying to get
so much. This was the kind of attention to detail you usually only see in video games.
Right.
The Times Square sequences.
Because I was gonna say this looks like. Because I was gonna say like right here. Because I wasn't paying attention. You can't really tell if it is Arkham City or not.
The small little corners that they would run into, like coffee shops and bodegas. The constant rain. I loved it. Like the city could rain and always like that you could never see the sky.
They literally made Gotham City. They made Gotham City look like a masterpiece. Like, they made Gotham City look like a masterpiece, bro. Like, they made Gotham City look like a masterpiece, and I love that. Because the thing is, Gotham City isn't meant to be like a nice place. Gotham City is meant to be evil. raw. But the way that he came in, the way that he came in, bro, and that, that was just, oh my gosh. And we got the Riddler coming. Oh, hell yeah. Trying to make sure that everything's still working. And on top of that, do you think we're going to get Court of Owls? We potentially are end up going to get Court of Owls. I don't know. If we do get Court of Owls, that's going to escalate a lot because that comes out with Gotham Knights. That was crazy. That's going to be coming out with Gotham Knights, I'm pretty sure. So we'll have like more information on it. But yeah, chat, this movie is up there though. Like, this movie is up there for this movie can rival The Dark Knight. It's so good, bro. This movie, in my opinion, I think it can rival The Dark Knight. It can. We're gonna be getting into all the audience reactions too, because I know for a fact that I totally forgot to do audience reactions. Did they really strike audience reactions? Hold on. No, that's Scream 5. Did they really just snipe down all the audience reactions? Hold up. Going for No Way Home. Oh yeah, let's go ahead and get into that one. Hold up. Let's go ahead and get into let's go back to IGN. Alright, let's check this one out.
Because the movie is not an origin tale for Batman, but it's his early days, it really is an origin tale for the Rogues Galleries.
While we knew we'd be getting introductions to Catwoman, Penguin, and the Riddler.
By the way, chat, I tell you, that shit is smart as fucking else. Like Batman has like a plethora of stuff that he can do, and a plethora of villains that he has access to. So I mess with that. That's smart.
When the Batman came back to theaters, we got a surprise appearance from Batman's most infamous foe. We also got a chance to talk to co-writer and... In the second to last scene of the film, Paul Dano's Riddler is locked up in Arkham when a voice from a neighboring cell reaches out to him.
Yeah.
The voice belongs to Eternal, billed in the credits, inmate. And while the trademark cackle and clown references only hint at the character's true identity, Matt Reeves confirmed that it not only is the Joker, but he was originally meant for more than just the one scene.
Well, you know what's interesting is that the reason that Joker's in the movie is there was actually another scene that was earlier, the scene that was not in the movie, the scene that this is really the companion to, which is actually a really cool scene that we'll release at some point. It's a scene where Batman is so unnerved because the Riddler is writing to him, and he's like, well, why is this guy writing to me? And he figures he's got to profile this killer, and so he goes to see another killer that he's clearly had an experience with in these 15 years.
Okay.
And this killer in this, not yet the character that we come to know, right? So everybody's in their kind of infancy. So, you know, in the comics, these characters often declare their alter egos in response to the fact